It's more work for less money, but it's way more fun, you know?
Yes, exactly. The passion is real, Bobby. The passion is real.
All about the passion. And you know who has more passion than anybody? Is our Terran player spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Oceanborn. It is Team Liquid's Clem.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the opponent. We have his teammates as well, also representing Team Liquid. It is Skillous. And very quickly, I don't know if you noticed, Chickenman, but we were covering the lower half of the bracket, and in ESL Open Cup Americas, we have a rare sight. We have an American in the finals.
USA, 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 USA. Yes, Estrella coming in clutch. The victory over Beyond. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, it was a wild series, man. It was a wild series. Estrella, he's been popping off, and I don't know if this has ever happened in the history of ESL Americas. I'm not saying an American player in the finals. That has happened before, I believe. I think Estrella has made a finals run, or even Trigger even as well. But we are so close to potentially even an NA finals with Skillous.
Is Skillous also an NA player? Damn. What part of Texas is he from? I didn't realize. You really had me going. I was like, where does he go with this?
Well, it was a couple of days ago when we were. I think you even tweeted yourself. You were like, oh god, who was? I think Rotterdam was talking about Skillous at Home Story Cup, and and you mentioned how he's from Texas.
I mean, of course he is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Clem is from Texas too. Didn't?
True.
Right? He's from Paris, Texas. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, there is a Paris in Texas.
There is a Paris in Texas.
So NA confirmed. What you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Has that never happened? I mean, I guess it hasn't, huh? An NA versus NA finals in the EPT Cup Americas.
Mm-hmm. It's a historic event, really.
It really is.
Oh my god. We are settling in. We're settling into our TVP. And have you been following Clem today? How is our French Terran?
I've kind of been bumping around here and there. Just covered the last Clem match where he looked infinitely better than his opponent because it's Clem, so it's just bound to happen. I have a feeling this is going to be a much closer match. Skillous actually beat Clem in last week's EPT Europe. I was covering that one.
Yeah.
Skillous was able to take him out. Took out Spirit, too. He's looking really good in PVT.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous you caught that. I did see that afterwards in the morning, but Skillous, he's actually our reigning ESL Europe, at least from last week, champion, popping up in the PVT. Like, that was really impressive stuff. I missed the games myself, but yeah, how'd he do?
I mean, he looked fantastic, especially in the finals. It was a 3-0 finals, so he just like, he just got him. He bopped him.
Okay, we'll see if he can bop him again as we are entering our opener. Clem being hyper aggressive, by the way. I don't know if you noticed, but he went for a 1-1-1 opener after his initial start. Getting into tank production, getting into Liberator. He's sending everything across the map already.
Yeah, this is, fun fact, the same build he actually just used to beat his last opponent on this map. We'll see if Skills can do any better. The shield battery here is going to be really crucial. Tries to target that down. He will get it. The medevac stays alive, though. Good micro there from Clem. But Skillous has 4 stalkers here still. Looks like some probes going to get targeted down. 5 workers going down. And these last few Marines, I think, are going to be taken out here shortly. Ooh, they do get another probe first, though.
Oh, just barely. One more probe goes down. Very wise of Skillous to pull away those workers, but did cost him 7 probes in the end. Skillous survives the push, but we're not done. We're still we're rallying across the map. We still have the Liberator moving out as well, but Skillous has held. He survived, and I'm sure looking a little bit better off compared to Mute did last game.
Well, Mute just died, so yes. Okay. Yeah, he's looking much better. Okay. He still has units and probes and a Nexus. Yeah, it's ended up not too bad for Skills. Losing the probes is a bit painful, but the worker count's not too dissimilar. It did delay the third base a little bit too. But that was a lot of units coming out for Clem, right? And now we have some counter pressure here for Skillous. as he has these Blink Stalkers, he has a Warp Prism, and he could just try to be a little bit annoying here as long as he avoids those tank shots.
Yeah, there's a tank in the natural, there's a tank in the main base as well. We dive on the tank, the tank is exposed, and the first tank is going to go down.
Yeah, some big tank shots hitting these Stalkers, though. They have all lost their shield, so they got to be a little extra careful here. As the Marines show up, they're going to try to target down the Raven. They do not get it.
The Raven does survive. Stalkers being forced back as well. Clem does hold. It was brutal losing the tank, but at least Clem likewise survives as well. We're going to be entering the mid-game portion of this game, and Skillous is backing off. Is saturating his bases. Is still applying some pressure, though, and he wants that Raven. Oh, my God.
He really does. It was getting repaired there. Another tank does pop out. These Stalkers just being annoying. Trying to pick off a couple more SCVs, which they will very successfully do. Uh-oh, there's a Viking out, though. We need to see Skillous recall, I think.
Yeah, the Viking will be able to shut down this Prism, and alas, the Prism taking a lot of damage across the map. We were a little bit busy, and it looks like the Prism is going to go down.
Yeah, that's just a dead Prism. I don't think they can run away from Vikings. I don't think that works, actually.
Unfortunately not, and that's actually a big blow here to Skillous. That's a lot of Stalkers going down. That's a lot of harassment potential. That means that Clem, he has he knows he has the freedom to kind of be a little bit greedier, to reposition his army. He has nothing holding him back.
Yeah, that's really, really nice for Clem to not have to worry about that Prism posturing around, even coming back. And yeah, 4 Stalkers were in that Prism too. The trade suddenly very in favor of Clem.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, and another Stalker just walked into tank fire. What's happening here?
Yeah, we have to be careful here as we're bleeding out a couple of Stalkers. We can see Skills being bold with a handful of units, but alas, does bleed out some Stalkers in the end. Has to pull back at home. We actually don't really have much to work with. We lost far too many Stalkers, and this is our army. You know, it's a handful of game units and an Immortal.
This is not Spark Joy. He has 21 army supply right now. There's only 2 Stalkers. It's literally just, I was like, where are the rest of the Stalkers? No, he lost them all. They were in the attack. They were in the Prism. They are gone. Skills is in a lot of trouble right now. Clem is pushing out. Combat Shield, Stim, and +1 are all on the way. He's got some Medivacs making their way across the map to join up with this. I mean, he is doubling the army supply of Skills. There are 2 Immortals, and there are a few charge lots, and that might be enough here for Skillous.
Yeah, we need to buy time. We just went into a gateway explosion. The gateways are finishing up for those charge lots. We can see Clem is not pushing in. He is going to be laying siege upon the natural and dropping into the natural, but Skills has to buy some time as Skills is not quite in position here to defend. Shots are going off. The gateways are under fire, but thankfully, Clem isn't really threatening too much critical production buildings here of Skills.
Yeah, and Skills able to get his army into position here. It's just some of the bio up on the high ground. A super shield battery is turned on. I think Skills is going to be fine. Losing the gateways annoying, but it's not that big of a deal, and Clem can't really put too much more pressure on from that angle.
Yeah, Clem does back off. Now, Clem didn't lose too much, and he still has a little potential, right? Like, Clem is still in the driver's seat. He has a terrifying army, and Skillous still needs to buy some more time. But so far, so good. You know, we deflect the first push, but here comes the second wave.
Yeah, and I'm a little worried Skillous does not have any splash damage at all. There's no Robo Bay, no Colossi coming out or anything like that. It's just going to be Zealots and Immortals. And those only last so long against the Bio army. Stim Bio will eventually just crush that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Bio, the man with gun is a terrifying unit here in StarCraft, and we are pushing forward. We have the Stim available as all tanks do. Siege, we have yet to Stim. We're holding on, but what we're doing here is we're containing. We just rotated from one fourth base to the other, making sure that Skillous does not expand.
Yeah, this is really nice. I mean, we're 9 minutes in. Skillous really wants a 4th base, but he is not being allowed to take it. There's the big Stim from Clem as the Zealots do charge in. Skills, though, again, he's pulling back, just trying to buy some time. Turns on the overcharge on the shield battery. He has been Dorito dusted, though, lowering the armor on those units.
Oh, yeah, the Dorito dust is a powerful thing, and we have to back off. We have to dust ourselves off, and that is going to give Clem some time to reinforce. Charge also going to be diving in, but alas, Simpsons working against Skillous. They're unable to engage.
Oh, yeah, that is so painful. And these tanks are chipping away at the Nexus, too, so Skillous can't just sit back and wait. Clem is really putting the pressure on. Skillous is going to go for it now. He should be able to take these tanks out pretty quickly. There are 4 Immortals in this army, and it's mostly Marauders left over.
Yeah, mostly Marauders. Skillous once again does hold on. At the same time, we get a double jump into the natural. Probes are somewhat going down, but we're dragging, or we're pulling Skillous apart. Line shots going off as well, and Clem is not calming down. He's not stopping. He's still pushing out once again.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the supplies right now, and it's not telling a good story here for Skillous. It just feels like Clem is going to be able to keep reinforcing and eventually have enough to overrun. Skills is holding on by the skin of his teeth, but I don't know how much longer he can do that.
Yeah, it just goes to show how brutal it is to lose all those Stalkers early on, right? We lost so much momentum so early for Skillus, and he just hasn't been able to recover. We still on forward. We focus on the Immortals. There are no shield batteries within range. There's no overcharge either, and there's barely an army left standing for Skillus.
And that is going to be GG. Skillus taps out. Clem pushing through for the win. Yeah, losing all those Stalkers is really, that was pain. That was pain.
Yeah, the Stalkers, the Prism as well, right? Like, these Stalkers, they have so much potential. Like, we all know how efficient Stalkers can be, especially with Blink, but Skillus, he lost them so early on, and from that moment, it felt like Clem was in control of that game, right? There was nothing really holding him back, nothing to really keep him tempered. And with that, GG. Clem takes the lead.
He sure does. I'm going to try to send you a camera.
Send me. I want to show me what you got. Show.
We'll see if it works. Hey, there we go. Did that function?
I see you. I got you.
I feel bad. I can see you during the game, but you can't see me.
You're like, you were distracting me, Poppy. I was just looking at your face. Wasn't even looking at the game.
That's what happens. That's why I got to put you on my furthest monitor away, so I don't look at you by accident.
Good to see you, Chickenman. Good to see you.
You too. I hope the next event we can both be there.
Yes. One just setting up. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do from Australia, but
really
I'll
not.
do my best. Smooch.
It's a far trip. We just need an Australia-based event. That's what we really need.
Yes. True. Would you come?
If I could, I would absolutely. It would be the same amount of difficulty as it is for you to come up here for an event. So I would try. I would love to.
Okay, fair enough. Next time there's an Ozcraft,
Yes. Yeah.
We'll fly Chickenman over.
We'll make it happen.
But we are jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkion, and we have our blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid down in the series, but I'm sure he can bounce back. It is Skillet.
Yeah, we've seen him win 2 in a row before. He can do it. He does have a tough opponent, though, and an opponent who also is maybe a little upset about not winning EU today. In the upper right, it is Team Liquid's Clem. Wants to get his revenge.
Did you also cast the European Weekly as well?
No, I
Okay.
went to sleep. People just told me he didn't win, so.
Okay. You're like, mate, that's crazy. Calm down, Bobby. Calm down. Okay.
I haven't done the all 3 cast in a long time. That's a painful one.
I don't think I've ever done. Well, maybe once, but yeah, it's not easy.
Well, especially since they moved the Korean one to be back on the same day. So now it's like you'd have to just be live for like 21 hours to cast it all, or something like that. It's like crazy.
For sure. Well, I'm glad to hear that you got some sleep today, at least some sleep.
Actually,
so you're not full degen.
I got plenty of sleep. It just came in the form of 2 long naps.
Okay, fair enough.
Quality sleep decisions here at House Chickenman.
It's good to hear. The chicken coop.
The chicken coop, yes. If you would.
But we are going to be settling into our TVP once again, and we do see Clem going for a bit of a more aggressive build, going double gas for the faster factory. I imagine we're not going to be seeing the same kind of aggressive start from Clem 2 games in a row. He did do a lot of economic damage, but I'm sure we're going to be going for a very different approach here in game 2.
You're sure, but I'm not sure. I think he's going to be just as aggressive.
Okay.
So, just to contradict you.
Was he like that against mutes? Was he also just in his face?
I think the second game he did like a Reaper Hellion thing and just got some probe damage.
Okay.
A little bit less
Fair enough,
committed with the units than Cyclones and Redbacks and stuff.
Did you catch any other players? I think you were casting skills versus Geralt earlier, right?
I sure was. You asked me those questions and my brain's immediately like, no, I didn't cast any other games. What are you talking about? I don't remember.
Yeah, like what do you mean? I haven't been casting it. I don't cast. What are you talking about? You're like it's like you're being interrogated. You don't want to answer any questions.
I do not recall.
I plead the fifth.
I forget what.
Gonna get my lord.
I forget what I cast like minutes after I cast it. So
okay.
I completely forget what happens. But yes, I did cast Skillus, Gerald. Thank you for reminding me. That was a fun match. It went the distance. I will say Skillus looked very strong in that match.
Mm-hmm.
Some really good moves by him.
Yeah, like Skillus has been really improving this past year. Like I don't know if you've been following him too much, but like it feels like for a very long time Skillus was always top 3 Protoss in Europe, and he's been very stable in that kind of position. But as of late, it's like he's really been like vying for like even that number 2 spot and been improving a lot these past couple of months.
Yeah, I would say so. He has had some really nice results. What was it the next tournament that he did really well in China?
Mm-hmm. Stars War 11.
Oh, Stars War. That's right. Yeah, I was trying to think which one it was. Yeah, he really killed it in that. I know the last couple of tournament results, he hasn't been super happy with, but it was nice to see him win the EPT Cup in a pretty dominating fashion last week. So hopefully that makes him feel a little bit better about his play.
Yeah, definitely, especially leading into the Esports World Cup as well, which the qualifiers are this weekend. As a heads up, I don't know if you're going to be jumping on the qualifiers as well.
I will almost surely not be, unfortunately. But
okay.
Well, the first one's on the 4th of July. Like I don't know, man.
Oh,
that's a big day for us. You know what I mean?
True.
I gotta celebrate.
I
I gotta celebrate the independence before we get put under another ruler here.
Fair enough. Do you guys do anything special for Independence Day?
Not really.
Do you like put on the movie? Do you like watch Will Smith? Or
I mean, that's always fun. I might actually do that. But I can see the fireworks from the roof of my building, so I always go up and they do fireworks here, and it's good. Good fireworks.
Nice.
Big loud
good
noises.
To hear.
like me some loud noises and lights. It's always fun.
Mm-hmm. America. Well, I wish you the best. Wish you the best over the weekend. And that might be helping to energize our lovely Texan Skillus as well. I would hope so. As we have gone for a very different opener. Once again, it's going to be Blink, but we're actually going to be rushing in towards Colossus production already here as we're getting into our 3 bases. And so far, it's been a much more passive start to the game as Clem likewise went for a very fast 3rd TC.
Yeah, I don't know who could have called it, but Clem being a lot less aggressive in this game. I think that's, probably a difficult thing to predict. I think you'd have to be really smart to call that one. But yeah, he's going to set up his 3rd base here. And he's got a lot of stuff that will come in handy in a little bit. He's got 1-1, stim, combat shields all in the way. He's got these tanks out. And Skillus, he's kind of counting on that taking a little while so he can get into his own splash damage with those Colossi coming out.
Yeah, so a very different dynamic, and I'm sure Skills is going to be a lot more comfortable as well. Like, now he doesn't have, a Terran player with all this bio breathing down his throat. Now he's freely expanding. He's not really losing any SCVs. He gets 3 SCVs across the map as well. So, Skills, he can really come into his own now here on Alkion.
Yeah, and this is what we like to see from the Stalkers, right? They're not committing in and then just getting blasted by siege tanks and killed by a Viking. This is what Skills wants to be doing with his Stalkers. This is more in line with what we're expecting. So, yeah, definitely a good start for him.
You're like, mate, this is crazy. This is beautiful. This is what we want. The Stalkers are not dead.
Yeah,
is it true?
Pretty much. How many Stalkers has he lost? 1. Just the 1 Stalker. That's cost efficiency.
Exactly. So far, so good. Speaking of, we do blink into the natural. 1 Stalker going to be going down, but regardless, damage is being done. We do wreak a little bit of havoc here, but Clem, not too far away, is looking to punish this.
All right, Skillus, bud. What did I just say? And he loses all the Stalkers. We can't be doing that. It's not as bad this game as it was last game. He's got the Colossi behind us. He's got a 4th base almost finished up. He's in a much better spot to accidentally lose a few units.
You know, look, I don't want to say that that Skillus is listening to the stream, but like, yo, that was quite a caster curse. Okay, I'm just saying.
Really He's
like, yo, these guys are praising my stalker control. Hold my beer. I'm gonna deal with that.
I would love if a player would listen to a cast just to curse the casters. That would just be incredible. That's like 5D chess right there.
Oh my god, the spite is real.
I want to make sure these guys look dumb.
Skillus, calm down. We love you, Papi. We love you. Speaking of, we dive on the Colossus left exposed.
Oh, one of them goes down already. Skillus' stalkers blink forward. Oh, but that's a good start to the fight for Clem right there, killing one of the Colossi. Skillus trying to take the middle of the map, but left some of his units behind.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was caught a little bit with his pants down there. One Colossus does fall, and now suddenly this army's looking that much weaker here for Skillus. He bled out. Stalkers bled out. Colossus Disruptors are on the way, and Disruptors have a lot of potential, but Clem, he suddenly has map control.
Yeah, he's just very comfortably moving around in the middle of the map. He's got a 4th base moving over onto location right now as well. But he might want to put some pressure onto this 5th base, this gold base that Skillus is trying to take.
Yeah, you can see his tanks are getting within range. The Widowmites are setting up as well. Rocks are being knocked down, and Skillus can take a fight. He has a lot of charges now to reinforce his army. The tanks could be a little bit vulnerable or exposed, but alas, the angle of attack is not going to be easy here. We do at least have shield batteries to help defend. We have an overcharge available on the front lines.
Yeah, I think that's going to be crucial here. These tanks are in such an annoying position. The other side of the map, there is a warp prism that looked like it wanted to warp in a bunch of zealots, but didn't do it. And then, is leaving now, so I'm not sure what that warp prism's going to be doing here.
We could try to come in for a surround. There's potential for the warp prism. Oh, the Vikings, not again! Oh, just like game one, no, the prism is going to be zoned away.
At least it'll stay alive for now. Oh, Skillus is going to dive in, though. He's hitting from one angle in this bio. Oh, my God. The Widow Mines onto the Zealots. Doing so much. Disruptor Nova's coming in, though, forcing some of those splits. But here are some reinforcements from Clem as well. And Clem just ends up 50 army supply ahead after this. The Colossi, the only thing keeping Skillus alive right now. But this gold base is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, the swarm of terror overwhelms the Protoss. We still on 40 focus on the Colossus, one after the other. Disruptors are good, but the splits are even better from Clem. He avoids the Novas, he shuts down the gold, and Skillus, he's in a lot of trouble.
I mean, he just lost all of his power units. He's got a couple Disruptors left over, but so many of those gateway units going down, the Colossi going down. He loses the 5th base. Clem on the other side of the map is happily mining on 4 bases. He's taken the worker lead. And this is becoming a real problem for Skillus right now.
It really is, as Nova's going to be going off, and we do graze the army, but alas, the Bio army trades well nonetheless, shuts down another Disruptor. Reinforcements are on the way, and Clem is looking to just keep the pressure on. You said it before, but clearly Clem, you can tell, I mean, he's spiteful himself. He's upset about what happened last week at ESL Open Cup Europe. He wants his revenge.
Yeah, and I have a feeling he might get it here as he is up 60 supply, powering forward with this 2-2 Bio. A huge Disruptor Nova does connect. But I think Skillus needs about 8 more of those for this to be a real hold.
Yeah, we need more of these Novas. We need more of these connections. Alas, one is good, but not good enough as Clem is taking another CC.
Yeah, he's got a 5th base. Turn it into a planetary over there. Even if this Bio army gets pushed back, there's a whole nother Bio army behind it that Skillus is about to run into, and that's just a bad feeling to just see all these Bio units come spilling down the ramp when you thought you almost held.
Exactly, you survived, but only for so long as the wave just does not end. Clem just stimming across the map. The army is a little bit overstimmed, but alas, there's no splash damage, right? There's no storm, there's no Colossus. Sure, there are Disruptors, but we are out of Novas, and we're pushing towards the base, towards the Nexus.
Yeah, this army is really trying to stim itself to death. Not a lot of healing here for Clem right now, but I mean, all this is just so good for Clem, right? He's just trading units for units, and that's great for him. Skillus is not going to be able to resupply as quickly as Clem is. Clem is nearly maxed behind all of this.
Yeah, he is maxed out, and he was leaving reinforcements back at home, but he is going to be sending wave after wave of units across the map. The Novas have been not too bad here from Skillus, but again, we'll see if he can survive the next push from his opponents. We need some miracle connections from these disruptors.
We really do, and I don't think Clem's going to give it to him. Oh, he's going to send them forward. Can he get the cheeky shot? Yeah, they were okay.
Not bad.
Honestly, not bad.
Yeah.
I thought those were going to be a little worse than that, but I still don't think it's going to matter at the end of the day as more Novas come out. Are there any more left? 1, 2. But the disruptors are starting to die. The zealot count is dwindling. The medevacs are back to heal these units up. And these marauders are just going to run forward and kill another disruptor. And I think that's just about that. Skillus down to just about 100 supply. He does have zealots in the main base. There's reinforcements here. Clem is going to clean these zealous up. There is the GG, and Clem gets his revenge on Skillus from last week's APT Europe.